Welcome to All the Gear But No Idea, the South Australian fishing podcast hosted by Rody and Diz. The boys will share their tall tales of the one that got away, as well as some regular segments they know all you fishing tragics will enjoy.
G'day guys and welcome to episode 74 of All the Gear But No Idea. Rody, it is great to be here with you.
Diz, always a pleasure to be here talking fishing, and we've got a big episode. We've got our competition winners. We're about to put through the random number generator.
Yes, we do, and we've got a justice of the peace here or something to make sure this is all above board.
Dizzy, I'm the most trustworthy person I know, so we'll be all good.
Let's get back to today's episode, Rody, because we've got a big one, as you said. We've got the boys behind the Riviera Port Lincoln Tuna Classic, Steve Toome and Ashley White. We can't wait to have a chat with them later on today, and we love hearing about tuna comps. This one's coming up a bit later, but more on the details then. Rody, let's get into oranges and lemons before we do go through the comp winners, because they'll be very pleased to hear their names called out.
They will, Diz, but let's get into our highlights first, mate. And I'm going to go with, I'm going to run with, it wasn't something I did myself fishing-wise, Diz, but this is sort of looking forward to the coast-to-coast comp that's coming up. And I think the tuna are finally turning up around Victor Harbour.
Yeah, look, it's looking that way.
There's been a couple of posts. I think there's been a couple shared on the competition page.
A few posts, absolutely. People sort of spending a week down there on holidays, getting the boat out, finding them, sort of, almost no problems, plenty of bird activity, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
they made mention of the fresh water. So, maybe it's starting to fire.
And my dad's mate, Dave Reynolds, has been out there and he got a couple last weekend. So that is positive, Diz.
It certainly is, mate. It's great timing. It's good timing for the coast-to-coast coming up in a couple of weekends' time.
All right, mate, what do you got?
Well, my orange is, of course, going to be getting out off the Cape and getting onto some kingies.
Good day, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was a great day. Weather was good again.
Took Goody out.
Yeah, Goody came along with us.
Actually, can I do my orange again? I want to go with the pies. How good were the party pies I delivered on the boat?
Me.
They were an absolute winner.
God, Harry, if you're listening, these pies were nowhere near as good as your pie.
My little pie warmer come through the goods. Little 12-pack of Balfours. The only problem was we should have bought 24.
Little Kogan number. We genuinely had these pies in the warmer for about 2 to 3 hours.
You've done nothing but bag them out, but you loved them at the time. All right, anyway, get back to Kingfish.
Yeah, no, good day off. Plenty of boats around, plenty of arms getting stretched. Only small ones, though, I think, was the general consensus.
Yeah, we took one home
caught.
that was sized, but a lot were undersized, weren't they, that everyone else was catching?
Yeah, they were. But, lovely day again. Did a bit of exploring around Warina, Normanville, sort of headed down that way, and that probably leads into a nice little segue of the lemon.
Before we do move on, we should mention the little girl that caught one. How old would she have been? 5, 6?
Yeah, 5 or 6 maybe.
She was out with her dad and she put in a kingfish and got applause from all the boats around.
Everyone was just amping for her. It was so good.
If someone can tell us, if you know who that was, get in contact and we'll send them out a cap or some sort of gear.
Yeah, if somebody can track them down, that'd be fantastic. Send them our way. We'll send out a little prize pack for them because we love seeing that. That would have been... When we talk about our 5 questions, your first fishing memory or something like that, or maybe your best fishing memory, that one's up there.
No one's ever said my first fish was a kingfish jiggy.
No way. No way. It was epic. Righto, Rody, let's get into the lemons. You fire us away, mate.
The tuna at Warina were there, but they were flighty. And actually, the best school we saw was just sitting in that marine park out off Rapid Bay.
Yeah, it was.
That was a tease, wasn't it? It was the best school we saw for the day.
They were feeding. There was quite a few fish feeding there. So,
but apart from that, they were really just sunning themselves. They'd come and go. They weren't that serious, were they?
Lots of bait.
Yeah. No.
So
that's my lemon, mate. They're not serious, those tuna.
Yeah, no, fair enough. And look, I'll just roll into my lemon too. Launching down at the Cape, no problem. Pretty busy day. Few people getting their tents set up down at the near near the boat ramp there, which was probably not something I expected to see, but it looked like not a bad little spot to have a bit of a dip. It was a warm day.
Yep.
But geez, did we come across someone with all the gear but no bloody idea?
Oh, mate, I'm not even sure what he did. I don't even know how to describe it, but he certainly...
Might actually need more gear, that guy.
Oh, he made a real mess of it. And we were sitting there waiting to get our boat in, and it was not happening quick, whatever was happening.
No, nothing.
At one stage, he put his boat in the water and then put it back on the trailer and then drove like 10 metres up the boat ramp with the engine still running. And we weren't quite sure what was going on.
It was absolute scenes. And, I mean, look, for those of you who haven't launched at the Cape, it's... well, you know, we're going to touch on a bit later the state of the ramps around South Australia, and it's not fit for purpose.
So basically, we weren't waiting for them. We decided we'd go around them.
We did. We took matters into our
bit
own
of
hands.
arrogance, but anyway.
It was a fair bit of arrogance, but it was fine. Rody, okay, that's good for the oranges and lemons, mate. Let's get into the comp winner, because this is what everybody's been waiting for. Usually on these types of things, you'd leave that to the last just to keep them all listening for the whole episode. You drag them through a bit of your dribble and everything, and then you hit them with the comp at the end. But we're not going to... We don't operate that way.
We know the quality of this episode's so good, you'll keep listening.
I know, we're backing ourselves in here. We know that you're going to be hanging around for the tackle item. We know that you'll be there for the fishing report. So let's get into it. The comp winner. It should be noted there were two
different competitions
running. One was a post your greatest photo comp.
And we're going to go that one first, Diz.
We are going to go that one first, and it will be followed by the shared post. So, photo comp winner, Rody.
Dizzy, I've entered the numbers into a random number generator right here on Google, and I'm going to click the generate button right now.
Click.
And we have the winner is number 23 on our list, Diz.
Yes, name.
And I'm just looking down the list. Number 23 is Will Sheen off Instagram.
Well done, Will Sheen. That is epic. Now, you might need to verify this for me, but Will Sheen from memory was a good nanny off Tunks.
It was. I don't know how you got that right. Did you actually know that?
I remembered seeing that because I reckon that
he was a young fella, wasn't he?
It was, and I reckon that post was shared not long before we had a day out, and I was like, oh, nanny's off Tunks. We should go around and have a look.
Yeah, and we actually took the pictures out on the weekend to try and copy Will Sheen, but we didn't get around there. But anyway, very good from Will Sheen, Diz.
Well done, well done. Prize coming your way, Will Sheen. We'll be in touch with you directly, and you'll very much look forward to getting your hands on that gear. Of course, the Shimano reel as part of that prize pack. An absolute highlight amongst some other absolute goodies. Let's move on, Rody. Prize number 2, of course, this was sharing the post.
It was, Diz. Now we've got more entries. We're over 1,000. Over 1,000. We're over 100 entries in this one, Diz. But all right, we've got the numbers in.
Let's get them in. Get them in the random.
I'm just going to hit this button here, generate. And we have come up with number 19, Dizzy.
Yeah.
And that is Wayne Turner off Facebook.
Wayne Turner, congratulations. Epic. You'll have a lovely little prize pack coming your way too. Can't tell you what Wayne Turner was. I'm just looking through the shares on our Facebook page.
And what can I tell you about Wayne Turner? His profile picture is a gum leaf.
Okay, yep. Don't give away too much private information about Wayne Turner.
So, Wayne Turner, you're our winner for another Shimano pack.
Yeah, lovely little prize pack. We've shared that plenty of times, and that'll be coming your way, Wayne. We love that. Well done. Comp, Rody, fantastic, I thought.
Big success, lots of entries, hundreds of entries.
Good time of year to do it.
Across the two. Yeah, it was, yeah. And we've had some great photos shared.
Great photos shared. Of course, some epic prizes up for grabs. I basically...
And thanks, I suppose, again to Shimano, Troll So Hard and Savage Tackle for contributing prizes.
Yeah, huge shout out to them. Fantastic suppliers of their relevant fields of tackle. We love that.
Yes, Diz, we do. All right, let's wrap up the comp and let's get into the news, Diz.
Rody, let's exactly do that, mate. And first item in the news segment this week is that if I'm sort of right, the fishing license discussion is just starting to rear its head again. It's getting a bit of traction.
Yeah.
A few posts here, there about it.
There's just been a few bits and pieces, but the one that probably hit home for me was SA Angler Magazine, who we love, saying on their Facebook page, never have I had such a strong positive reaction to an editorial in the mag as the current one. It seems there are more people on the fishing license bandwagon now than ever before. It's been great to have a heap of encouraging feedback on this subject instead of the usual brickbats. I was starting to think I was the only one who could see past their nose on such a pressing issue. Now, Shane Mensforth's done this for a long time, and I would say if he thinks that that's where we're heading, it's probably a pretty good indication.
Yeah, I mean, look, clearly when you've got a platform like that and you'd get an enormous amount of feedback from your readership, then yeah, no doubt he's in touch, and you sieve through a lot of those comments and you know, you read about, and there's, goodness me, there's a whole bunch of keyboard warriors on there. You have some really good contributors from other people with some really good ideas about how the rec fishing license could work, and we love reading them. And let's not dwell too much on that, Rhodey.
No, we're not, but it's just the vibe I'm getting.
Yes.
All right, Diz, let's move on to so we did just mention we launched at Cape Jervis on, what day was that? Saturday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday, I think.
No, yeah, Saturday. Yeah, anyway, yeah. Yeah. I'm confused. I had the 4-day weekend and I really got lost.
Yeah, you are. But
anyway,
yes.
The Warina boat ramp was mayhem over the weekend.
Yeah, no good.
Absolute mayhem. So I think Harry from Wreckfish, what did he say, 90 minutes?
Yeah, it might have even been longer. I think he was sort of just getting in his car after 90
Yeah,
minutes. So the lineup was huge.
It was madness, and that boat ramp's also copping a bit of flack from Wreckfish about the toilets. That wasn't pretty.
Toilets, facilities in general, I think would be fair to say is the vibe there that they're just not up to scratch. And for those of you that don't know, it is a state-owned ramp. And there is no question with the amount of economical activity and stimulus that the recreational fishing community provides, that we should have better facilities and potholes everywhere, no wash down, and waiting over 2 hours on a busy day to get your boat out.
Yeah, Diz, it's been done to death, really, but we certainly agree with it all, haven't we?
Yeah, it's not good enough.
All right, let's keep moving, Diz, and this is probably more of an update on what we've talked about. Well, we've done to death ourselves. The Murray River flows out into the water. There is more carp. I don't know if you've seen the recent photos that have been shared, but there's more and more every photo you see.
Yeah, there are. There's an enormous amount of stuff just flowing down the river. We've
seen sea cucumbers, we've seen mulloway, we've seen carp. It is all coming out the Murray mouth.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, it's no wonder. You know, I don't know whether you follow South Aussie with Cozzy, previous guest on the show, but he did a tour down there, and it is absolutely amazing to see the mouth from the water. It's just unbelievable. There's
some amazing footage.
Yeah, unbelievable, Rhodey.
All right, Diz, what do we got next?
Well, Rhodey, there has been a number of notable recaptures, I think, recently.
Yeah, that was on the SAFTAG Facebook, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, SAFTAG are excellent. There's a couple of guys, Levi Nash. Other person escapes me, unfortunately, but they do a fantastic job at running that. And there have been some really good recaptures recently. Couple of freshwater clearly gets a bit of a run, but there was a kingy basically off Port Augusta recaptured.
Yep.
Only had to wait 23 days.
23 days, wow. Well, this is another one. I flicked through quite a few of them on the weekend, and this was one that caught my eye. Andrew Kalish caught a kingfish on the 18th of November 2018. It weighed 1.37 metres by the looks. And that fish swam around, had a great old time for 4 years. And then on the 3rd of December 2022, it was caught twice in the one day.
Oh, wow. You're kidding me.
So it went 4 years not getting caught, and then it was caught by Peter Russo and Kobe Millington on the same day. both at Wyler.
That's pretty epic.
So that's pretty cool.
It is. And it's good to see that. It's good to see that data. And, that data is quite fascinating because sometimes you will see an enormous area travelled by fish, don't you? Like sometimes they just go.
You do. And I went down a full rabbit warren the other day and I was looking at the national one that shares them all and was looking at one that I think they caught 2 kingfish on the same day and one on the coast of New South Wales and one had come from South Australia and the other one had come from New Zealand.
Yeah, wow.
So it just shows, you can catch 2 fish on the same day in the same spot and they've had a vastly different journey in life.
Yeah, absolutely. Epic. All right, Rody, that's pretty good stuff coming out of SAFTAG and watch this space. There'll be more to come for sure. They do a great job. Rody, 2023 Onka Stomper has been announced. It's always a great success. We've had Millsy on the show before. He raises.
And Millsy actually, they won a big prize. We should have actually looked this up, but they won an Australia Day prize.
Did they? Yeah.
I think Millsy won an individual one.
Not surprising.
Yeah, so I can't actually remember exactly how it was worded, but I think it was the Onkaparinga Council on Australia Day and he won, I'm going to say Citizen of the Year or something pretty high up. So well done to Millsy.
Yeah, well done.
We should have the details on that, but we know he's a good bloke and we know he won something.
Yeah, we love it, Millsy. But, he just goes around again and again and again and it's announced that it'll be Sunday, November the 5th. They've based that on some tides and, clearly more to come. There's been an enormous amount of people that get on board that every year. It's a great day. So if you're planning a year, whack it in your diary. We love it how Millsy continues to remind us that 20 years will be 2025. So a couple more years after this, and I'm sure that last one will be huge.
It will, Diz, and that's it for the news, I think.
Yes, let's get our guests on the line.
Diz, we are very, very happy to be joined here by Stephen Toome and Ashley White. These blokes have taken over the organising of the Port Lincoln Tuna Classic. Boys, welcome aboard.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, mate. Thank you for having us.
Mate, epic to have you both here. And we've got it on good authority that you're coming to us from a pretty epic location. Before we get into the 5 questions, tell us where we're chatting to you guys from.
We're in Port Lincoln, South Australia, which is, the home of our competition for 17 years running. We've been here. Well, I've lived here forever. Steve-O, on and off, a couple of times.
On and off a couple of times, yeah.
Keeps coming back.
Keeps just dragging you back in, eh? Epic, boys. Let's get into the 5 questions that we ask all of our guests, and either of you just jump in, whoever's got the better story. Tell us about your best fish.
It was a tough question. It's a toughie. Probably one of my favourites was a big G out of Cairns, about just over 20 kilos.
Oh, good going.
I feel bad because it wasn't from Port Lincoln. I've only fished out of there a handful of times. I've fished in Lincoln my whole life, and I've probably caught plenty of fish that are better. But I don't know. That one looked good in the photos and it was pretty exciting.
Yes, very good. We love a good photo. That's half what makes the story, really.
Oh, it does a bit because you can brag about it for years.
And what about favourite thing about fishing?
For me, Steve, it's sharing the adventure for me, like with you going wide with your mates on a boys' trip, staying on the boat for a few days.
Just breaks. It's like as soon as you get in a boat and drive out of you leave the boat ramp, you may as well be on holidays. And it doesn't matter how long you're going for. It's an instant holiday.
You can do a trip with the wife and kids. And look, we're a little bit spoilt here, particularly with how accessible everything is and out to the islands and swimming with the seals. But it's sharing that adventure. That's the go for me. Lots of laughs and lots of good banter.
Yes, you certainly are blessed with plenty of options there in Port Lincoln. We spent a bit of time over there. What was that, Diz, about a year ago?
Yeah, it was
18 months ago probably, and we love it. It was a great spot. So you're certainly right about that.
For you guys, wasn't it?
Oh, well, some of us can handle oysters, one of us can't.
Got struck down by the worst case of Vibrio the Eyre Peninsula's ever seen.
Wow.
I think Dizzy was case 0 of Vibrio.
Boys, tell us about the first fishing memory or what got you into fishing.
Fuck, that's a long time ago.
Well, mine was busy. I grew up in Alice Springs, and we had no fish there. So as soon as we got to the coast, it was on, and I've never looked back.
Epic boys. Yeah, geez, you would have been loving the move then. I suppose you wouldn't be going back to Alice Springs anytime soon then, I guess.
Great place to visit and drive through and come back, but it's not the same as the coast. I've got a real special place being on the water or next to it.
Yeah.
No, but it's where you're supposed to live.
Exactly right, guys. Now, this could be a bit of a loaded question, but tell us about your favourite sort of fishing and why.
Oh, probably my favourite is probably sitting on a big offshore reef. You know, casting stickies or feeding liveys.
Yeah.
I don't know. We get to do it less of some of our other fishing, but it's the one thing I always want to do more. Offshore reefs, further away, deeper water, bigger fish. I don't know. It's always what I dream about. No one dreams about catching whiting.
No, they don't. But does tuna fishing come a close second, or?
I'm all for tuna fishing. I just thrive for it every single year. I get all the gear that I possibly can and head out wide, all the latest and greatest.
And then some, might I add. There is all the gear, and then there's what Steve-O's got, which is infinitely more. There's room in the boat is not something he's worried about.
It's a drug, isn't it?
Over-organised, Steve-O. Over-organised.
So it's just a lot of anticipation waiting for them to rock up, and all the while you're just collecting more and more gear waiting for them to rock up. Is that the story?
It is. And then this whole competition thing, you're like, oh, well, what if they like a green lure? I've got to have 5 green lures. And I've got to have 5 green howkers. I've got to have 5 speed honkies. And I've got to have 5 Trolso hards. I've got to just, I don't know, I'm really addicted.
You can never have too much.
No, you can't. We're in the tackle. You asked us a loaded question earlier as well about where we are. We are in that boat shed.
Tackle office.
We're in the tackle office.
Most people have a tackle box or a tackle bag. We have a tackle office.
Yes, we did get a little photo, and we're going to share that with the listeners because it certainly is putting our little pool room to shame.
It's a bit messy.
No, there's just...
Don't worry about the plastic stuff you got over there.
Tiagras and Stellas and Talicas and Ghosts, and there's everything. So we'll send another photo through of the actual tackle bit, which was below that picture of the boats. But yeah, it's a good addiction.
Love it, boys. All right, now this one's hopefully going to be a good one. I've got a feeling it will be. Funniest fishing story, or tell us about the one that's got away?
I've got a funny one. Like every time the GoPro comes out on my boat, we bust off. So we'll be fishing something. Yeah, we hooked an absolute behemoth off Liguania Island here. It's a beach launch, and then you're fishing really remote water. We fought this thing for 40 minutes, 80 metres of water, back to the surface, sounded again, get the GoPro out, lost it. We're in the tuna comp. We're onto a monster. Get the GoPro out, snap. And for me, I don't know. I really want to get footage of me catching a good fish one day, but I don't know if it'll ever happen.
You have to practice landing the fish first.
It's not worth it, mate. Throw the GoPro out. Just tell a good story.
Sell the GoPro, buy a new one. It's got some curse on it, obviously.
It might be.
Righto, boys. Thank you for that. Always good to rip through the 5 questions. Let's get into the Port Lincoln Tuna Classic. Guys, you've taken over organisation. Over to you. Tell us about the details.
Where do we start? We didn't really plan on managing it to start with, but there was talk of it not happening if we didn't. So, we put our hand up because we didn't want to lose it. But, long time running comp. I'd actually only fished last year. 1 year was my first. Steve-O's got a few more under his belt. But just fell in love with it. It's just catching or not. It is so much fun. We had, weeks and weeks sitting in the boat shed or the tackle office just planning. That was fun in itself because it was late nights, a fair few beers, just the lead up, and everybody that's in the comp seems to do a little bit of a similar thing. Fair few people travel, quite a few guys at Adelaide, Port Augusta, Whyalla. And I feel like they're in it for the same sort of reasons. They seem to do the same thing, overspend on rods and lures every year. And so, we couldn't let it go and let there be a chance of losing just for our own benefit, really. We didn't know what work it was either.
So this year's dates, Friday the 24th of March, briefing night at the Marina Hotel. We go through the rules. We go through tackle regs, all that kind of fun stuff. And then we have a very spirited Calcutta auction for each boat. Last year was a record, 60,600.
Jesus.
And of that, for example, first prize for the heaviest. Now, it's a catch and release tournament.
Yep.
Release, but you are entitled to weigh in one fish.
Yep.
We keep track of that over the radio. You know, you measure your fish. Hey, I've got a 108. Any fish under 108 goes back, right? And you might only get to the end of the comp and 2, 3, 4, 5 fish are weighed in.
Yes.
Last year's winner was $44,000, 14.4 kilo fish, and 2 teams caught the same size. And one of the captains is standing next to us here, Tony Roth from Yippee-Ki-Yay.
Did you get the calipers out to try and get a bit more of an exact measurement, or what did you do?
We'll be doing that. We're making sure the scales we'll be using this year go a lot further down. So we'll go down to the grams if we have to, because it ain't happening again. We're first prize.
No.
It will not be split again.
Nah, very good, guys. Now, tell us what else. So you've got an over 8 metre and an under 8 metre category. Is that right?
Yeah.
Correct. So very similar to a lot of other big game comps that are out there.
Yep.
That's part of this battle. You know, you're against boats your same size, bigger boats, smaller boats, but essentially that overall heaviest fish could have come from anything.
Yes.
2 years ago, I came second with a 18-foot trailer boat.
Yeah, beautiful.
$7,000 payday for second. That was pretty cool.
Anyone's into the shot then?
Yeah. Look, we're really safety focused. You know, it's 80, 90 kilometre runs out to the fishing grounds here. My boat fishes it regularly, you know, so it's proven. So yes, we're happy to entertain anyone entering, but as long as you're really not going to hurt yourself or anyone else.
Yeah,
you know,
we want to promote it responsibly. Like, people need to be somewhat seaworthy.
So you're out at sea for 2 days. You know, so 8 o'clock Saturday morning. A really cool shotgun start. And if you look at the YouTube or Facebook for that, it is pretty impressive. All the boats heading off together. And you're not coming back till 3 or 4 or 5 o'clock on Sunday.
Yes, beautiful. So, and now we were just having a look on your Facebook page about some of the mothership services that are on offer from the Tacoma. Can you tell us about that?
Logistics have been a real high level for this competition for years. Russell Bianco, Gabriella Gabbana have got it to a great level. So there is a mothership on the Saturday night. It is a beautiful old boat. It's an original tuna Piscining vessel from 1951. It was launched 120 tonne, 84 foot. That is our base. So you can roll out a swag. There's a hot pasta dinner. We got fuel, ice, drinks. It is just the place to be at the end of a hard day fishing. And plans are made and remade on that boat on a Saturday night.
It's a really good catch up. Like, it's quite exciting to go back, because you get sort of 60, 70, 80 people back on there, and that's where a lot of banter. There's a bit of shit talking, I suppose, but boats and fishermen.
And does everyone come back there for the Saturday night pretty well?
Look, a lot do. A lot of the bigger boats are self-contained. That will typically anchor up in Memory Cove.
Yeah.
You know, out of the 30 boats, you know, you might have 15, 20 of them there all together.
Yeah, cool.
And then we run little tenders around. You pop your life jacket on, come back to the mothership, have dinner, back to your boat. Some sleep on their boat, some sleep on the mothership.
The mothership is really sort of, it's a big help, and like most of the assistance and the advantage is for the trailer boats, the smaller guys.
Yeah.
The big boats are pretty self-sufficient. They got big fuel range and a lot of facilities. But the trailer boats, because some of the boats are smaller, those guys do jump on, grab their swags, and they don't have the fuel range for the second day. So without that, we'd probably sort of cut our fleet in half. So having that was a big thing. We had to have that back because we really want those trailer boats, because it doubles our, potentially could double our numbers.
And also, by the sounds of things, if there's a few tales and a few beers and a few bit of banter going around, it probably keeps people coming back themselves.
It is a heap of fun. Like I know last year, I was really excited to go back there and just because everyone was joking around. We had a few beers and going back, even though we could have just probably stopped somewhere closer and had a sleep, but to having the fuel, but it was just heaps of fun. It was good to go back there.
Yeah, it certainly sounds like a bit of a trip of a lifetime, really, and something we'd love to do in the next few years, guys. Can you tell us what have you put anything new in? Have you put your own little slant on the competition where now you two are in charge, or you kept it pretty similar to previous years?
We haven't gone crazy. Changing, we obviously, we've got a little bit of, if it's not broke, don't fix it. But we do want to, sort of emphasise some of the fun and excitement in it. We're trying to meet, a few more, get a few more younger boats in, a few more trailer boats, and just make it a little bit. We don't want to make it too casual because it's been so good. But it's a tricky one. Do we change it more or not?
So we've added some extra prizes this year. So there's been a first prize for 15 years, and then there was a second prize. We're implementing a third prize this year. We're also bringing out another one for our most valued player, the person who lives out the values of the competition the best.
Yeah, we love that.
That could be really given to anybody. It could be the funniest person or who knows yet.
Sounds to me like there's a bit of leaves yourselves open to a bit of bribing there. Actually going to win that one.
None of that. No, with the best integrity ever. On the Sunday nights, this is a whole new one that we're doing this year. We're going to weigh the heaviest fish contestants in front of everyone at the hotel.
Yeah.
So we're going to set up our little gantry in the hotel. We're going to take the fish off of the boats as they come through at the pontoon, put them on ice, and then during the night, bang, weigh them all up. And we can just picture that adding a real fun side of things so that you can watch them.
It'll just get people on the edge of their seat because they're going to see their fish. They can see the scales. They can see it. Everyone's going to be waiting. If you thought your fish was up there for 40 grand, you're hard to be going. So we want everybody to be. We want it in front of you, in front of everyone's faces. Whereas before that was never witnessed. It was just done over a microphone.
Yes.
Such and such won the big. They got the biggest fish.
Adds a bit of suspense anyway.
Yeah. Bit of suspense.
So, and most game fishing competitions are, where fish are weighed in, is generally done in front of people. So,
yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming prize wise. Shimano are helping us out. We've got some Saragosas for our small fry and juniors in male and female, over 8 metre, under 8 metre. We got some Speedmasters for our champion anglers in female, male, over and under 8 metres. And we got 2 Tiagras coming, 2 Tiagra 16s for our champion boats as well. And Garmin are our major sponsor as well. And they have just emailed us not that long ago with a really exciting range of prizes as well and giveaways to just help that, lift the competition, maintain it, lift it. Yeah, let's grow it a little bit more.
Yeah, it's not all about the prizes, but it's nice to have it to give. At the end of the day, it is a competition. You got to have something to win.
Yeah, I love the idea of the suspense back at the end of the day, weighing the fish in, because you're right. If you knew that 40 grand was on the line, tell you what, if you won that, you'd give it a fair crack that night over the bar. You'd knock a couple of grand off that easily, I would have thought.
That's given. The Sunday night was something that's always been, it's good fun because you finish the comp and then you're back and then you're with all the fishermen. But it was always done at a different hotel further away, and it was felt really nice sit down dinner and very almost formal presentation, which was really nice, very classy. But I don't think me and Steve are just not that classy. So we wanted to have it stack at in our marina hotel, which we call our hotel. So it's a little bit more casual, but it's right in the middle of the marina, and a lot of the boats tie up right next to it. So you all come
stumble home.
Yeah, you can just go from the boat straight into the hotel. Clean yourself up, but it's a little bit early, just a little more formal, and I think it'll just be a little bit more casual. Like you put 2 days on the water, it's hard to try and look respectable and go to a nice restaurant.
Speak for yourself.
Apparently, debatable, but
All right, now guys, tell us, how's the tuna season been going over there? We're expecting heaps of fish caught, big fish. What's been happening over there?
we've got big expectations, but to be honest, it's been probably a little slower start. The fish are pretty good now. There's quite a bit around, but the weather's been slowing a few boats down, and it has been a little bit slow, to be honest. It appears to be a later season, but we're sort of hoping by March it's going to be still pretty good. So last year was very similar. It was pretty slow into January. So yeah, sort of fingers crossed.
Yeah, they're definitely out already in real thick numbers. The commercial fleet are absolutely having a field day out across the waters that are within the comp boundaries as well. So they'll be done. Their quotas are all sort of taken care of well before our comp is. So there's a great chance of more fish coming through and really flooding it. So when we look back on historical events, the time of the year, March is like go time. Last year was 819 released fish and exactly dates. So we're very hopeful.
That is epic. We love that. And I'm sure that it's going to be an absolutely epic weekend, guys. Remind us of the dates. Tell the listeners out there how they can get on board and have an epic weekend over there with you guys at the Tuna Classic in Port Lincoln.
Beautiful. March, Friday the 24th, briefing night. Saturday 25th is fishing day 1. Sunday 26th, fishing day 2. Entry forms are on our website. So if you're on your mobile or on your desktop, the Riviera Port Lincoln Tuna Classic is us. And if you want to email us, we're admin@portlincolntunaclassic.com.au. And this year we've also stepped up our game with merchandise available as well. So there's a link on our website for merchandise so you can represent Port Lincoln Tuna Classic all day, every day for the rest of your lives as well. So there's a lot coming in this space for us.
Beautiful, guys. We love it. We love a shirt. We love some merch, and we love what you're doing with the Port Lincoln Tuna Comp. So, book us a spot. Maybe not quite this year, but next year we're in.
Love it. We'll hold you to that.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming on.
Welcome. See you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Dizzy, great to hear from the boys straight from Port Lincoln, and they did actually send us some photos just then, Diz, and it is one hell of a setup they're doing that live cross from in the shed.
It is, Rhodey. It's epic, and we should probably we'll put that up as our maybe whack a couple of photos up there or something.
Yeah, we'll put it on the Instagram in the next couple of days. I think they're going to send us another one through, so we'll look forward to that. But a big thank you for Stephen and Ashley for A, talking to us on the show, but B, taking over what sounds like a great competition.
Yeah, absolutely. Love it, Rhodey. All right, let's get into the report, Rhodey, because we've got a bit of news to get through here before we wrap up today's episode after the tackle item. Tuna, Rhodey, let's talk about it. We've mentioned they're a bit flighty around marina. Reminded of those not to fish in the little marine park there. You don't want to just sort of let excitement overrun you and drop the lures out. You want to make sure you're doing the right thing. Plenty have been down off Cape Willoughby.
Yeah, Diz, it sounds like that's where the real action is. That's where they're feeding. That's where the birds seem to be more active from what we have seen and heard. Haven't been out there ourselves this year. But if you do want to be sort of guaranteed of a catch of tuna, that is where I'd be heading. Obviously, you need a pretty reasonable boat. I think you can get them off Warina or whatever else, but you've got to be pretty lucky.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, there's definitely been some reports of getting them, but they're just getting absolutely hammered by traffic down there.
And I just don't think they're really feeding that hard.
Yeah. Very accessible waters there.
Yeah.
Tuna off Victor, clearly also quite accessible, especially when they get in close, but still quite exposed waters.
Yeah.
Whereas
Arena's
when you're
pretty
launching
open
at
for
arena,
anyone to take their
you're
tinny out.
basically fishing. You are fishing in the Gulfs.
Yeah, and I think there's been stories O'Sullivan's Beach. I reckon someone said they saw him.
North
Can't remember
Haven.
who that was. Yeah, that was last year, wasn't it?
North Haven.
Yeah.
Nah, they're getting them off North Haven, mate. They're thick off
Again?
North Haven. Yeah.
Hell, you sending some mixed messages. here.
Heckety back.
Anyway, I think O'Sullivan's Beach was serious.
Yeah, I think it might be. But they'll push down the Gulfs.
So up the Gulfs really, but anyway.
Up the Gulfs, yeah. Rhodey, want to fish charters. Can we
they've
just
been
talk about it?
smashing
They have been smashing it. There's been numerous posts they've been bagging out well before 9 a.m.
Yeah.
You know,
And they've been getting nannies and that afterwards too.
I know. I was just getting to that because I think you think on those days, right? We're probably talking at 6 o'clock at the ramp, 6:30, something like that.
Something like that.
If we know Tice well, he's not bothering with those flighty schools off arena.
Nah, he's going for the big
He's
ones.
going
The
wide,
chewing
and
ones.
he's going for the ones that are chewing. Yeah. And so he's spending a fair bit of time motoring probably to get to the grounds, and they're bagging out in no time.
And he did say he's doing plenty of miles, but he did also say they're getting plenty of smiles.
Consistently too. So they're doing an epic job. And like you said, the fun doesn't stop there with those guys. Like, Tice is going to make sure that he'll get you on a good feed of reefies and all the rest of it. He's not just going to turn around and go, right, boys, I got you onto the tuna. That'll be about it. Let's go home.
I'm having an early knockoff, boys.
He'll be toiling away all day.
All right, Diz, change the scene. Let's talk about the freshwater action.
Freshwater yabbies, mate. They are everywhere.
Were you in the conversation at that? We went to Hugh and Steve-O's. Shout out to them. We went to their
Congratulations.
engagement party. I don't know if we're breaking news there.
Oh.
Anyway, we'll just keep going. But
Huge news for the podcast.
that was the party that we showed up with our own Kingfish sashimi and showed up the caterers.
Yeah.
Is that frowned upon?
big
or?
call? People are getting him in the main river.
Yeah, anyway, my story was going. We were chatting with Jacob, who's been up at the river, and he had a video of them pulling up yabby pots off the top deck of the shack. Obviously, the bottom level's underwater.
Yep.
So they were catching yabbies on their front lawn. Not sure if it was their shack or a neighbour's shack, but they were calling front lawn yabbies straight off the top.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
It's pretty amazing.
They'd be crawling through there, something shocking.
Yeah, there'd be plenty about, and that is what I would be doing if I had a free weekend or a long weekend sort of in the next few months.
Absolutely. Rhodey, yellowfin whiting captures had a bit of string of hot weather, so that got them firing.
Yeah, I have seen quite a few pictures of that floating around Diz. So
Big ones too.
They're good to target, whether you're going sort of top water or you're using bait or whatever you choose to do.
Yeah, I mean, clearly, mixed success between the two of those. People love lure fishing. Trick and fishing taking lures is always good fun, but equally successful, if not maybe more sometimes with bait for them. Yeah,
well, look, each their own, but we're no experts in that sort of field, Diz. So
it's a real case of all to give it an idea.
We bought a couple of poppers one year and said we were going to be good at yellowfin whiting, and we just caught a heap of tommies and salmon.
Yeah, we did.
I'm not sure the poppers have come out again.
Oh, I've flicked a few around.
All right, whatever you. Anyway, Diz, the Kingies were at Cape Jervis. We would have seen 25 get caught.
Yeah, I thought you were about to say we would have seen 25 boats out there.
Oh, there would have been
about right.
10 to 15 boats at least, and all in a close proximity, weren't
yeah,
they?
A huge amount of boats. Getting a fair bit of traffic out there. But no, good fun. Clearly, they pull hard even at small size. I mean, geez, that'd be great fun on metre plus kingies.
That's bucket list for us, Diz, isn't it?
That is bucket list stuff. Righto, ready. I think that just about wraps up the report. Good little one there.
Yeah, no, it's been good, Diz. There's been plenty of people out in the water. Obviously, the long weekend, that meant he took the Friday off as well. So plenty of people got out and got amongst them.
Excellent, Brody. What do we got for the tackle item, mate? Let's get into that.
Dizzy, well, we have been doing a bit of a tackle audit, I suppose, haven't we? Been organising a bit of gear and working out what's rusted out and what needs to be replaced and all that sort of stuff, sorting out how we store everything. And you weren't happy with our squid jigs in a tub and all getting caught on each other. What have you come up with?
No, I wasn't, mate. I am all about the EGI case, the Shimano EGI case.
Yes, Diz, it's a good product.
Excellent. And I mean, I think a lot of fishing people are just like, when you've got a spare half an hour, you're going to organise a bit of your gear, aren't you? Like you're going to be starting to think about fishing. You might organise your stuff. And there is nothing worse than going to get some stuff out and it's just, it's either not stored properly, might be damaged from poor storage or just being launched into a box somewhere. And people like Shimano and other companies do this sort of stuff, and Shimano have got an epic EGI case which basically stores it all very well, up to 12, so you can get 12 jigs in there.
Yep, beautiful.
There's some, it's very, very well made nylon zips, clear plastic outer shell. Plastic outer shells basically there to stop it getting tangled up in fabric and pulling cotton and all the rest of it.
Yep.
But keeps them all well nice and protected, and you want to give them a wash down with a bit of fresh water afterwards just to stop the rusting, make sure they're dried nicely, all of that sort of stuff. But a great way to store your squid jigs.
So is that a wish list item for you, Diz, or have you bought us one as a bit of a present? Or
it's a wish list item for me.
You're going to get one, yeah?
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah.
I've got a bit of sort of window shopping to do at a tackle store, surely.
Mate, window shopping at tackle stores is our middle name.
Yeah. They start rubbing their hands together when we're walking.
All right, Diz, that just about brings the episode to an end, doesn't it?
I think it does, mate. Good episode. Lots in that because we've got comp winners. We're talking about the Port Tuna Classic. It's heaps.
There's lots, Diz. And make sure you keep hitting us up. Obviously, the big competition's over, but we've got plenty more giveaways to come. Keep us updated with your photos on Facebook, Instagram. Stitch up your mates, whatever you got for us.
Love it, Rhodey. Good shout. Thanks for listening today, guys, and we'll look forward to the next one, episode 75. You know what that means?
What are you doing for that one, Diz? Halfway to 100?
Three quarters of the way to 100? 100. We're 25 to go and we're ripping the helmet off and raising the bat.
All right, boys. See you later.
Cheers, boys and girls.
Rhodey and Diz hope you enjoyed today's episode of All the Gear But No Idea. Keep up to date by liking and sharing us on Facebook and Instagram. And you can subscribe on all the major podcast platforms. Until next time, good luck fishing.